keep looking back to the damage that's been done. Was it all for nothing? Is there nothing I've won at all? Where exactly do I belong? I sense a slight vibration, saves me from suffocation. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. I think I found it all, towering over my bed and soul. A single smile is all it takes to stop my years. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. The darkness that's been covering our hearts, it's starting to fade, prevail in the face of adversity. No more suppression, no regression, no more fake aspirations. No need to make comments, no losing our consciousness. Haunting anxieties, lackluster memories, it stops now. I think I found it all, towering over my bed and soul. A single smile is all it takes to stop my years. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Joy and kindness will overhaul the broken pieces. Crying and laughing, singing and shouting through all the bad times, still zooming around me. Huggles and kisses, forget the great distance. I need to hear your voice. I wanna catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Joy and kindness will overhaul the broken. I think I found it all, towering over my bed and soul. A single smile is all it takes to stop my years. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Could a radiant light apprehend the night? I keep looking back to the damage that's been done. Was it all for nothing? Is there nothing I've won at all? Where exactly do I belong? I sense a slight vibration, saves me from suffocation. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. I think I found it all, towering over my battered soul. A single smile is all it takes to stop my year. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. The darkness that's been covering our hearts, it's starting to fade, prevail in the face of adversity. No more suppression, no regression, no more fake aspirations. No need to make amends, no losing our consciousness. Haunting anxieties, lackluster memories, it stops now. I think I found it all, towering over my battered soul. A single smile is all it takes to stop my year. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Joy and kindness will overhaul the broken pieces. Crying and laughing, singing and shouting through all the bad times, still zooming around me. Huggles and kisses, forget the great distance. I need to hear your voice. I wanna catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Joy and kindness will overhaul the broken. I think I found it all, towering over my battered soul. A single smile is all it takes to stop my year. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Could a radiant light apprehend the night? I keep looking back to the damage that's been done. Was it all for nothing? Is there nothing I've won at all? Where exactly do I belong? I sense a slight vibration, saves me from suffocation. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. I think I found it all, towering over my battered soul. A single smile is all it takes to stop my year. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. The darkness that's been covering our hearts, it's starting to fade, prevail in the face of adversity. No more suppression, no regression, no more fake aspirations. No need to make comments, no losing our consciousness. Haunting anxieties, lackluster memories, it stops now. I think I found it all, towering over my bed is all. A single smile is all it takes to stop my year. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Joy and kindness will overhaul the broken pieces. Crying and laughing, singing and shouting through all the bad times, still zooming around me. Huggles and kisses, forget the great distance. I need to hear your voice. I wanna catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Joy and kindness will overhaul the broken. I think I found it all, towering over my bed is all. A single smile is all it takes to stop my year. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. Could a radiant light apprehend the night? I keep looking back to the damage that's been done. Was it all for nothing? Is there nothing I've won at all? Where exactly do I belong? I sense a slight vibration, saves me from suffocation. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. I think I found it all, towering over my bed is all. A single smile is all it takes to stop my year. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. The darkness that's been covering.
Hello, how's it going? Sorry, it took me a while to process that I'm actually live.
Let me just see here. Okay, so it did not fucking unmute me, so I just unmuted myself.
Oh.
I love this background though.
Background looks so good.
Thank you. We need to get you a plushie. I need a plushie just to put you in that pillow in the background.
A little chibi Kai.
Yes. Be awesome. Okay, let me just see here.
Thank you again for the little follow thing. Then right there. That square that's above my head.
Yeah. I'm glad you like it. I figured that would be a lot better than having just have text somewhere. Well, welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of the Digimon podcast.
It's third episode, so that means it's Digimon Tamers time. Because somehow we're actually separating these episodes via seasons, and I don't think that's intentional.
Well, technically,
it wasn't on the first time.
So technically, it's like there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah, that's why we're doing it this way. Let me move this a little bit. So what I also haven't installed on here is the vertical plugin. And I have its own thing for like the podcast. So just in case someone ever decides to clip something, or if I decide to clip something.
Oh.
So it's already made.
Yeah. Yay.
Oh wait, I need to move you a little bit. Okay. Now you're next.
I love that pot. That Palmon pot plant behind me. I love that.
I will never stop talking about Zen Art. He's my favorite Digimon artist of all time.
He's pretty good. And the classic Digimon logo right there. Oh, I love that background.
Oh yeah, the third one is definitely good. It's definitely a little darker than the first two. Well, like, the second one got pretty dark with the, with the whole Ken being evil thing. And then with the Dark Ocean, which they plot a lot of plot holes right there. They never really tied up very well. It's just something that happened and never got back to it, I feel like. But like, yeah. This one is actually the one when Rio actually ends up, which we talked about 2 weeks ago. But of course, he's the one that's in the digital world.
He is a cowboy enthusiast in the digital world for some reason. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. Should we get started with Digimon Tamers?
Yep.
Let's go. Okay. So, Digimon Tamers, and I think might be correct, but it's been a while. This is set in a completely different continuity than Digimon Season 1 and 2.
Yep, it's in its own universe.
In this world, Digimon are fictional, and it's a card game.
Yep. So this is kind of like their way of introducing that they actually have a card game to the public.
They wanted to sell those cards. They saw Pokemon cards, and they're like, "Oh, let's do Digimon cards," which is also a big thing in the games as well. Like, if you ever played Digimon Adventure 3, there's a card game, mini game inside the game, which is, it's bizarre. It's like, you gotta add them all up, and it's a weird thing. And it's almost entirely set in the real world, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So they pretty much, it for a good part of the season, or almost the majority of it, is in the real world, either in Tokyo or Shinjuku. While they actually do travel to the digital world in the later half in the series.
I do remember the part where they did travel to the digital world, because that's when almost all the things started to happen.
Yeah, that's when all hell broke loose.
All the tough stuff started to happen. But yeah, so let's see. What do we think of the main cast? We went from a big cast to only 3 Tamers.
Mm-hmm. So our 3 main protagonists, Takato. We can start with him first. Takato, he is seen as a pretty naive kid who actually loves the Digimon game. He was actually one who actually, which is pretty much new concept, he wanted to create his own Digimon. So he actually drew Guilmon on a piece of paper and actually swiped it through his toy Digivice, which actually turned into real Digivice, and Guilmon actually came to life. It is believed that his creativity and innocence is what actually brought Guilmon to life. And that is the first time they actually see a Digimon actually become real like that. Without being the whole Chimeramon thing in O2 when someone tried to create something.
Yeah, this is the nice way of creating a Digimon. Guilmon has a cool design, a red little dinosaur dragon. We're back to dinosaurs. I don't even know what Beamon was supposed to be in season 2. So,
well, Beamon is actually a dinosaur.
So he was a dinosaur. Okay.
Yes, if you actually look at his other lines, he becomes Ultra Vdramon, that's all dinosaur-like.
Yeah, Vdramon is more of dinosaur. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
But some people like Guilmon a lot more than the others. I like Guilmon. He's one of my favorites, but of course, I always have bias towards Beamon. His evolution line is pretty cool, though.
Mm.
But yeah, if we're talking about his character, yes, I agree. His lack of understanding things and just kind of learning, it kind of being like a child.
Well, it makes sense considering he was created differently than the other Digimon. So it makes sense. His innocence, anyway.
Yes, he's growing along with, it kind of emphasizes that bond between Tamer and Digimon a lot more. I like it.
Pretty much, almost all the goggle heads have a dinosaur as a partner, one way or another.
That's true. That is true. Well, yes, maybe. I don't know.
Except for Frontier, it's a different story.
Frontier is a little bit more difficult, but I guess he does never become a dinosaur, right? He becomes a bird, kind of, maybe.
It depends how you view it.
Ancient Greymon is a bird, right? Greymon. Yeah, it's a griffin. Kind of. I don't know.
Well, Ancient Greymon is considered a dragon.
Oh, it's a dragon. It's an ancient dragon. Okay, yes. So, kind of dinosaur then?
Yeah, I guess you could put it in that category.
But, yeah, all bird dinosaurs. Okay, so if you're looking at it that way, then yeah, I guess it follows the normal evolution line of dinosaurs going into birds, I guess. But we're back to dinosaurs right after with Agumon again in Sabers, so.
Yeah.
Continuing on, I think we have two of the very well, I guess, developed characters for this season that are his supportive cast with Rika. And I know the Japanese dub. I mean, the English dub names. So I know this is not his name, but I know his name as Henry. So I don't know.
I believe the Japanese one is Jin Long, I think, because it's Chinese. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, though.
Also known as Jian. So his name is Henry Wong, also known as Jian. Okay. And they're both already with their Digimons when we introduce them. Like, they've been with their Digimons for a while, right?
Yes. So by the time they get to the point where Takado makes his Digimon, those two already had their Digimon already. And they already have some experience.
And yeah, they were tasked. What is it? Is it the hunting down the Digimon and getting them back to the digital world? Is that what the show is about in the beginning?
Not really.
Okay,
So
I might be getting mixed up with a lot of different shows.
So pretty much, in the beginning, Rika's goal was to make Renamon stronger. So pretty much she would have Renamon fight the Digimon, and then she would absorb their data. While Henry wasn't really that all into the whole fighting aspect, considering Terriermon had originally been in the little character game, the little character in his game when he thought it was just a toy, and then when he actually got hurt, a blue card came, he swiped it, and Terriermon came to life.
Yes, I remember.
In other words, he transcend over to the real world from the digital world. Because these Digivices, when they have the little characters, which is supposed to represent the Tamagotchi toys that they have for Digimon, that's what those are supposed to represent, which is supposed to be a game, which is what the adults were trying to make everyone believe.
Fun fact, apparently Terriermon is always canonically American for some reason. On the wiki here, I'm reading, his dad gives him an American Digimon. So Terriermon and Locomon are Americans. I do remember that Henry hated fighting. And Rika was cold with Renamon for a while. That's a character development thing.
Yep.
I know we get a lot more. The cast becomes bigger.
Yeah, but these are like the three main guys.
Three mains, yeah.
And then you have later on you have Jerry, who gets partnered with Leomon. You have, I have to look up their names. Hold on.
Jerry was such a weird character.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it's an innocent girl, but
what they did later happen to see is it was wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's the puppet that gets me.
The first one, staying with the American names because I can't pronounce the Japanese ones. We have Kazu. He was partnered with Garudamon, which is the metal machine
Gargamon.
Gargamon, yes.
Oh man, I love that because he was just kind of like a background Digimon at that point. Like, he was just like a straight up grunt Digimon, but he got partnered with him, so it's pretty cool.
Then we also have Kenta. He got partnered with Marine Angemon. That one's a little cutie for a Mega.
It's cute, and it's also a Mega. So, interesting.
Yeah, this is the one that evolves from Wamon, or Whalemon. It's small, but it's a very powerful Digimon.
It is. It's very powerful. And you got Henry's sisters and
Yes,
Is it two random twins?
Susie, or her full name is Su Chan Wan. She's the one that's partnered with the diva Locomon.
Locomon.
Yes, Locomon the cutie. I'll forever call it cutie.
It's so adorable.
And
Itmon, the runaway Digimon, right?
yes, so we also have his partners. I am Makato? Or Mako, they call it in English.
Poor Itmon, he just got tired of being played with, so he left.
Yeah, essentially what happened was that because they're little kids, literally.
They're little kids.
So
Yeah.
they're siblings too. So he's partnered to siblings, to both of them. So they're both technically his partners.
He hated being treated like a toy, even though he's like a demon lord.
Yeah. So Imon is actually the first time in where they actually introduced the demon lords. He actually fully evolves into Blazebomon. With the whole biking and everything.
I love the fact that he ends up helping them too.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding humans at the end too. Which is nice, because his whole quest, if I remember correctly, was to Digivolve, right?
Yeah, the whole thing is that he wanted to get stronger. And then that's when he got tracked by one of the divas. And he actually evolved into... They gave him the ability to evolve into his mega form. But then he actually ended up going against the Tamers. For a good while.
He did. He was an enemy for a little bit. Yeah, I do remember that. He was an enemy. So who? Because it's been such a long time. Who was the first enemies of them? Because I know the end games. I remember that because that stays with you kind of more when you're a child and you look at all that. And you're like, oh my god, right? But
so
the beginning is a little.
It really depends on who you ask. So the first part season, it pretty much just starts with the kids fighting Digimon, or like Takata trying to understand the whole concept and everything with Henry. Rika, I would technically say she was like the antagonist for a while because she kept deleting Digimon. Because she is the Digimon queen in this. That is her official title in this series.
You have emperor and now we have a queen.
Yep. So technically Rio is the king in this, but like that's a different subject. Because he was, before he technically disappeared from this world and went to the digital world, he was technically the king before, he was one who always defeated Rika in the card games.
Right. He was the top player. He got trapped in the digital world.
Yeah, actually right. So pretty much how they structure is like, every other episode, it was like, there was like, a particular Digimon of the week that would go into the real world, and they had to fight them. From causing havoc and stuff like that. But eventually, you will get into the divas crossing over. And then they would have to fight them. Because the thing is, too, you also have this little Digimon called Calumon, who's in the real world. And they're the one...
Right.
And they keep trying to go after him. Because he is the source of Digivolution in this anime.
The divas, though, going back to them as enemies and designs are all pretty freaking cool. I like their designs. Yeah, they're pretty cool designs.
Locmomon's still my favorite, though.
Locomon is a good one. It's a good one. Even though it's so weird designs too, like what's it called? Kombiramon? It's a mouse with wings and little metallic arms, and it's weird. But okay. So yeah, they're all after Calumon because every time he shows up, something happens. Somebody Digivolves.
Yeah, essentially, he's the one why a lot of the kids, cards change colors. When they get to a certain development point, the cards would turn. They'll get the blue cards that'll help them evolve to the next stage. So pretty much at some point when the Divas start coming around, and even early on, you get introduced to the agency, which is let me see,
like a CIA group.
Yeah, where I forget his name. Yakami. How the fuck do you say his name?
Mitsuo Jamaki, right?
I think so. Anyway, how do we say his name? He is technically the first quote-unquote antagonist for the first half of the series, because he is actually trying to he was pretty much the main reason why the D Reaper existed for the second half of the series. And he almost got these kids killed multiple times with his machine. So he does go a little off hinge at some point, when one of the kids are in where I guess what you call this this underground tunnel, I guess, where this Digimon was. He activated his machine, and then it would have pretty much wiped all of them out because they were all in there. Thankfully, they all got out before that happened. But still, that was a pretty dark thing to do, especially when you have like kids there.
Yeah. This one, like we said in the beginning, was a lot more darker than any of the other seasons at that point. They were treating this one seriously. Yeah, death was pretty much a permanent thing in this one.
Yeah, at some point he would just get more unhinged with these episodes, up until the point it causes even more havoc when one of the divas actually materialize into the human world. And that was when he actually tried using the thing, his hypnosis machine that he had created, and it didn't work. And then the divas came along, and then he actually got to one point where he actually tried targeting the digital world. Which, again, is what created the Divas. I mean, not the Divas, created the D Reaper.
Yep, the D Reaper, the scariest thing in Digimon.
And that is the turning point why the Tamers actually ended up going to the digital world. Other than the fact that Calamon actually got captured by the monkey Deva to go and save him. So it was two things happening at the same time.
There we go.
Yeah, Tyrion almost died, yeah. And of course you have Locomon dying yet again in the series.
Locomon dying, causing it kind of like a catalyst for the whole rest of the season. Is him dying. Yeah, his death meant a lot more here, and I think wasn't it in the same kind of episode or episodes where he dies, and Gilmon Dark Digivolves.
Yes.
Right, to Megiddomon.
Yeah. So what happened is that this is already when they're in the digital world. They meet Rio with Cybergemon, who is not in control of himself because he is merged with Millenniumon, which is a reference to the Tag Tamers anime games.
They do love to reference
Stuff they don't. Yeah, this is where we're touching on where they don't read the original material.
But they will reference it, but they won't
Yeah.
acknowledge
Nope,
the
they
story.
won't. Not at all. Let me see here.
Megidramon has a cool design, though, I have to say. I like the design of Megidramon. It's just a chaotic dragon. It's also part of the 4 big dragons, which Magnadramon is also that dragon, which is weird. I didn't think Magnadramon would be part of the 4 great dragons, but I guess it makes sense now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Magnadramon is my least favorite form of Gatomon.
I don't know. I liked it.
Some people really like it. It just reminds me of that dragon from Neverending Story.
Yeah, because the 4 great dragons also include Queen Lamon and Holy Dramon.
Yeah. Asulongmon is in there, right? Yes. It's not. I don't have any problem with Magnadramon. Let me rephrase that. I just like Alphanimon better as a Mega.
I can see why people prefer Alphanimon for the Mega compared to the Dragon.
It just fits. It fits the theme. Why would you turn from an angel to a dragon? Not that Digimon follows themes in evolutions at all.
They really don't, because you could branch out to any evolution line.
Definitely, they don't really care. Like, you see that meme of the cat turning into a refrigerator with a minigun. So that's a real thing. But going back to Tamers, yeah, he dark Digiballs because Leomon dies. He gets killed by Basomon, which at this part, I guess it's when they're he's an enemy, right?
Yes, at this point, he had already gotten the power to Digivolve from one of the Devas. When he had almost when he got really hurt by one of the Digimon that were the wild ones that appeared in the real world. And then in order for him to Digivolve, they gave him that he had to serve, because they serve the Sovereign in this. The Sovereigns are the one who wanted to kidnap Kalumon and then pretty much cause havoc. Of course, the Digimon Sovereigns are bad guys in this, of course. Are you really that surprised?
It's like any Digimon higher class group ends up being a bad guy one way or the other in one of these shows.
Yeah,
the Royal Knights, you got the Sovereigns, the Olympus would probably be the bad guys on the new Digimon story game.
It really depends, because some of them were mentioned in Crosswords. They weren't really bad guys per se.
Yeah, no, because Asulongmon helped them in Digimon Digimon Season 2, right? He showed up for half a second and helped them, but in this one he's a bad guy. So
yes. Yeah, so
until,
essentially...
of course, the D-Reaper appears, and then they're all like, yeah, we should not probably be bad guys no more.
Yeah, so the reason why the Devas are attacking is because they believe that Digimon shouldn't even be partnered with humans. That is the belief of the Digimon Sovereign. That's why they keep going to the real world and attacking. And also why they had every intention of kidnapping Kalumon. Because he's the source of the Digivolution. Well, of course, he doesn't know that, but he is the source of Digivolution in this universe.
Yeah. He's without him, Digimon can evolve, at least in the real world, right?
And both actually.
In both. Okay.
He's the
yeah.
when he was created, he was the main that little thing you have on his forehead that he always activates every time one of them needs to evolve. Is because he is the source of Digivolution. So they wanted him so the Digimon and the Digivolve could Digivolve. That was pretty much the main purpose, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
going
seeing
to the
him
other
right
world.
now. Yeah, because we don't really see Calumon again, besides Tamers.
It's just in this continuity that that's when how Digivolve happens. Digivolution happens is with whenever Calumon is around.
Yeah. So after that episode with Leomon, I think that's when the rest of the crew gets their megas, which we gotta touch upon the evolution sequences.
At some point, yes. So in Digimon Tamers, when they evolve, in order for them to evolve into the mega forms, it is what they consider a new Digivolution is biomerge, and that's when they merge with their partners. But that's only for the mega forms.
And it's the first time we've seen that, and it's a little hint of what they were trying to do further on. We do see biomerging again in Digimon Savers, and of course not counting the Frontiers, which I don't think that's biomerging, that's more they're the Digimon, but they're not with the Digimon, right?
In a way, it's yes and no. It's kinda like in Frontiers. It's just that in Frontiers they call it Spirit Evolution because the Digimon in their continuity they had died. And they're actually spirits. So that's why it's called Spirit Evolution, but you could consider it bioevolution, technically. If we actually look at it that way. But
now, the best part of the biomerge evolutions was the fact that Gilmon retained his voice in the English dub. He didn't have like a royal knight voice. He just retained his voice. It always took me out, but I had to like overcome it.
yeah, that was pretty funny. It's like you could have used a more mature voice. For one who's supposed to be a royal knight.
Yeah, I mean, in the other continuities of the shows and in the games, they give him like I think in the Japanese stuff they must have given him a royal knight voice too, right? But in the English they just decided just be Gilmon. But coolest evolutions in my opinion. I like the 3 megas.
Yeah, I like older evolutions. Redamon's evolution is probably one of my favorites, though.
Yeah, I like them all. Dukemon's pretty cool. What's it called? What's the other one's called? The name is the one that Gargomon's Mega Gargomon, of course. That one's pretty silly, but I love it. It's just it's a freaking it's a transformer.
Literally.
It's just a big robot. Yeah.
Literally.
And Sakuyamon is pretty cool too.
And then you'll also have Justimon.
And Justimon, yes. I like Justimon a lot too.
See, I feel like Rio probably had the hardest Digimon.
Yeah, he also didn't have that much screen time after they recovered him. I mean, he did save the day, I think, a few times, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because he was the first one that knew about the biomerge. He just did it, right?
Mm-hmm. He was also the one that gave Susie cards for her Locomon.
Oh, and Locomon digivolve into
her Deva form.
the Deva form, but he was actively trying to protect Susie in the human world against the D Reaper enemies. That was a cool scene.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, at that point, also the Imont redemption scenes, where he goes meets the twins. I think he protects them too, right?
Yeah.
Or they find him. I don't know. They just find him and they start tugging at him or something like that.
So what happens is that this is when he's in the real world. So like, after they save Locomon and they go back to the human world, this is when the D Reaper actually appears. It starts migrating into the real world, comes as this big blob. And then it is the one that actually kidnapped Jerry and had a replacement of her in the real world after the death of Locomon. So no one really noticed, but her weird behavior is because of that. It wasn't really her. She was trapped. So at that point, when they realize this, Blazebomon, out of guilt for killing Locomon, he tries to actively try to rescue Jerry. And then, when he almost breaks free, he actually uses one of Locomon's attacks to try to break the bubble that she was in. And then that's actually when he gets hurt by the D Reaper because he was pretty much trying to stop him.
Yeah, the D Reaper was created solely for the purpose of destroying Digimon or the digital world, right?
Yeah,
because they were afraid of the Digimon, basically, when they got created.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just reading this wiki, and I just remembered the Digi Gnomes, and I'm like, that's funny. The Digi Gnomes are creatures that were also created with the Digimon, but they could grant any wish for some reason.
Well, it is believed that the Digignomes were the reason Gaomon was born to begin with.
Yeah, Gaomon, yeah. Oh, right. They essentially took the Shining Digivolution and just made it into a Digimon. Or Digignomes. They just died, basically, by the D Reaper. The D Reaper, very scary. The human IT freaking group rescues the Tamers and brings them back to fight the D Reaper, right?
That's when, at that point,
we get introduced
they
into the
reveal
lore.
the humans who, quote unquote, created the card game. Or they quote unquote say they created Digimon, which is stupid because the digital world's been around for a while. They just discovered it, thinking that they created it.
And Henry's dad is one of the creators of the Digimon, right?
Yes.
Or quote unquote, because he gives him his Digimon and his daughter, I think, a Digimon.
Not the daughter. The daughter ended up finding the Digimon when she went into the digital world. Yes.
Gotcha. But yeah, that whole thing was insane. Of course, the D Reaper becoming more and more unhinged. The world getting swallowed by the D Reaper, spitting out like creatures that are like flesh made and stuff like that. And the fight for Earth, basically, right?
The pretty much the second half of the series, I want to say a quarter of the series, is back in the human world trying to stop the D Reaper from destroying the world. But pretty much it was consuming the world, actually. It was trying to destroy everything. So at that point, after they saved Jerry, they literally had to go into this bubble where the D Reaper is. In order to do that, they were given a red card by the creators, not knowing that this red card, after everything's over, this makes the Digimon go back to their reality. So, like, the adults, they all knew this. Yeah, it was probably one of the saddest endings, having the kids be forced to separate from their partners.
It's interesting. Yeah, I do remember they all go back. I forgot totally about the red card. I know the group, the IT group, makes they help the Tamers defeat the D Reaper by making them. I mean, giving Dukemon his little bike.
Granny.
Yeah, which is amazing because I think the bike, the little thing was sentient and merges within to create Crimson Gallantmon or Crimson Dukemon.
Yes.
Which is a very cool form.
Yeah, so essentially what grunting was, it was part of hypnosis, but it became sentient in the digital world.
And it's not the first thing that becomes sentient, because I think Beastlemon's bike is also part of the digital world, right?
Yeah, so technically the bike, I wouldn't say it's a Digimon, but it is sentient, it has a mind of its own. And where, like, whoever it rides, and if it feels it's unworthy, it will pretty much control that Digimon, and you're not able to get off the bike. But that is the reason for that, is because that bike is made solely for Beelzebubmon. He's the only one to ride that bike, without being controlled. That bike is technically sentient.
The bike is also kind of a part of him too. So,
Yes.
That's always the thing that I didn't quite understand about Digimon, is Digimon that come with like apparel or like gadgets. They're technically a part of their body. It's part of them.
Well, the same could be said for a lot of Digimon who are considered sword Digimon, and where they turn to swords, yeah. And they are used with other Digimon. For example, Alphamon and
Shoryumon or Durandumon, whatever. It's that Digimon that sole purpose is to become a sword for Alphamon.
Yes. So technically he is a Digimon. He has his own form, but he turns into a sword, which is one of his
His mega form is also pretty cool too.
Yeah. But like there are Digimon who do become into weapons.
There's a few others too, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of classes of sword Digimon.
The card game, and ironically enough, and I said ironically because I don't think much people know this, the Chinese Digimon game introduced a bunch of Digimon like that. I forgot. I was just looking one up just recently before doing this. It's not in my history anymore, but it was another form of that sword, of the Alphamon sword. But yeah. But I guess this is the first time we've seen it, though, because this was before the Alphamon sword or Alphamon was even created. They had the idea, at least, there.
I don't know. Wasn't Next Evolution before this?
Was it? I thought it was... Let me see. I have a list right here. X Evolution came out after Island of Lost Digimon. So that's the Frontier movie.
Okay.
And I believe that's the first time we saw... what's his name? Dorumon, which is also the cutest. I like Dorumon.
Agree.
He looks like a possum dragon, but he's like a furry dragon. I like it.
Yeah, I did hear about that they're making a Tamer sequel. I'm not sure if it's true or not though, so I'm not getting my hopes up, but maybe.
It would make sense if Digimon Adventure 2 is getting a movie. It makes sense that the next step would be Tamers, but it's a bit harder for me to say yeah it's getting a sequel because it's like different continuity. So it's not like they followed a continuity with Try and then Last Evolution and now the Adventure 2 movie. So are they really gonna just go, okay, we're doing Tamers now, right?
Yeah, especially since they haven't really said anything in terms of actually doing sequels for any of the other movies.
They have not.
I don't know. I liked it. I liked it, the Trailmon one.
That was that Runaway Locomon. It was an odd movie. Wasn't it mostly set in Locomon, right? All of it was set in Locomon. It's basically them just trying to escape the killer train. Locomon's such a funny Digimon for me.
So pretty much the whole premises could be something like this. A strange trained Digimon, wild Digimon, who's actually being controlled by this virus-type Digimon, starts running rampage in the human world. The others try and stop it, and this is also Rika's birthday, by the way. Which she didn't want anyone to know, but they were throwing her a surprise birthday party anyway. They all try to stop this Digimon because it's out of control. And then the virus actually gets a hold of Rika. And then mind controls, and that's the part where she actually starts randomly singing about her father. And then they defeat the Digimon, they stop Trailmon, and they all live happily ever after. That's the whole purposes of that.
It wasn't Locomon, like, didn't Locomon, the way that it appeared in the real world, was it merged with a real train?
Actually, if you actually look at Digimon Frontiers, there are different type of trained Digimon. Locomon just happens to be one of them.
They are, I know that, because they basically have a whole system there in Digimon Frontier. And then it evolves into Grand Locomon, which is cool too.
But pretty much this all started because the parasite-like Digimon got attached to the train, and that's how this whole mess started. And that's why.
Fun fact: Parasimon is the mega form of Arukenimon.
Is it? I wouldn't be that surprised, actually.
Yeah, it looks. I hate how it looks. It's a parasite. It makes more sense that Garbagemon would Mega Digivolve into Parasimon, actually. They have the same color palette. Why is Digimon New Century like an actual Digimon game that I want to play, but they stopped it? It's not. They didn't stop it. It's just not here in America yet, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Digimon New Century. Anyways, besides that movie, I think we also have another movie to talk about, right?
Yes. Hold that one up.
It is the one where they have... What's it called? The dog.
Okay, so this movie, I think a lot of the Digimons have like one or two movies.
Battle of Adventures, right?
Mm-hmm. This one I feel they put more more energy into compared to the other one. Where the other was like kind of simple one way idea. So essentially, in the beginning, I guess you could take this as this is the in-between seasons and where they're on vacation, I guess you could say, at some point during the season. Because they still technically have their partners. So
you could say it's between. Movie continuity's always confused me.
So, like, I just like to place it where, like, if, like, one in those points where, like, they were still in school, but it's not at the turning point where, like, they're in the digital world or something like that. Just by how Tamers, the anime, is paced, it has to be before they probably even meet the Divas or something like that.
So yeah, I think I've watched very little of this movie for me to remember it. All I remember from it was that Jetix released this movie years after Tamers even ended. And it used the Digimon Frontier song at some point.
They used the Frontier song for almost all of them. They even used it for O2.
Yeah, Disney loved that Frontier song for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember, and this might be just my my collective memory, but if I'm not wrong, Jetix had a Digimon movie marathon in 2005, 2006, around that time, where they showed this movie for the first time, and they also showed Revenge of Diaboromon for the first time. But this one was, and that's also the first time I watched Locomon, Runaway Locomon too. But that's all I can remember. Now, Digimon Tamers has lived on in reading sets for Digimon Fest. Have you heard about that?
Not for the Tamers now.
Yeah, apparently DigiFest 2021 had a Digimon Tamers 2021, a live reading set in the Tamers continuity. And it was set in 2021. That's interesting.
Yeah, I knew, the only thing I'm aware of was that, that O2 had these drama sets. But, like, that was about it. I didn't even remember if the other seasons had them too. They probably did. They probably had their own Japanese drama sets.
That makes sense. I mean, a little something for the fans, right? In the conventions.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about evolution songs, I think Evo, that evolution song that plays in the Japanese dub for Digimon Tamers is one of the best Digimon songs they've made. Oh my god, it sounds so 80s and 90s. It's so cool. Got like the guitar solo in it, and it starts off like a freaking hair metal band song.
To be
it's
honest,
also the first. Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much all the songs in Japanese are probably the best ones compared to the English that were like they just do this stupid rap song.
Definitely. Did they reuse Digimon Digital Monsters for Season 3's Evolution?
Yes.
Let me see.
I think so.
I want to listen to it to remember.
I think they did that for the first 3 seasons. They did that. And then they actually started doing something different after that.
Okay. Alright, so they used it for the opening, but they used a different theme for the evolution. It's nothing interesting, though. No, never mind. It's just a remix version of the song. Oh my god. I thought it was a different thing. It sounds cool, but...
Oh yeah, Bubbly is definitely my favorite song.
Oh god.
That's what I said. They just keep remixing the song for the first 3 seasons.
It started off all nice. I'm like, oh, it's a different song. And I don't remember this. And then suddenly went Digimon. I'm like, oh my god. Okay. Um, they did. I mean, eventually they moved on from Digimon Digital Monsters and Digimon Frontier, but arguably you could say they moved on because Saban Brands sold the rights to Digimon to Disney, right?
Something like that, yeah.
So I don't know. Saban Brands is interesting because when they sold Power Rangers and Digimon to Disney, and they kept the theme song for Power Rangers. So I don't know if that's the same thing with Digimon, which is why they made their own openings. But honestly, they could have just dubbed the Japanese songs.
They could have.
The Frontier Japanese opening is pretty cool too.
The theme song for Frontier, I like all of them, to be honest. But like, I always listen to the English one.
The English one is really cool too. I mean, some people like Frontier better than Tamers, and I can see that.
But it's also the opposite. Like, Frontier got a lot of hate for the concept of spirit evolution.
I would say I am one of those haters. I don't know. I just like the fact that Digimon was a partner in Digimon. So when it was about you are the Digimon, it just took me out. But it really grew on me as the season went on, though. It was trying to be serious as the season went on.
To be fair, Frontiers is one of my favorites.
I get that because Frontier and Tamers are definitely like the better Digimon series out of the bunch. It had some characters that I didn't like. Like I didn't like the kid character.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was kind of bratty for a good part of the series, but like he was always being spoiled. So
I like the mechanic character. I thought it was cool. The beetle one, I forgot. But going back to Tamers, I think Tamers, even though it's recognized here in the West as one of the best Digimon series of all time, I don't think it does get like a lot of stuff compared to the original too, right?
yeah. It's like, yeah, they show them in panels during DigiFest, like both Frontier and Tamers, but like they always end up going back to the O2 universe because that's the one that everyone always prefers, I guess.
I guess it hits more nostalgia, and
That
I don't know
too.
if in Japan they lost steam with Digimon Tamers. Because I know they were trying something different with the more serious tone and the more the guy who wrote Tamers went on to do the manga for The Ring and all that stuff. So
Well, if we actually think about the games, they always refer to them as tamers. Because there's plenty of games with them, and even with Savers, they're also considered as tamers.
Savers, yeah. Savers, you could say it's kind of like inspired by Tamers, right? Because it focuses more on that in the real world, and there's a police force controlling the Digimon so people don't see them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess you could say it's a better version of Tamers, I guess, but with older characters.
Yeah. Even though Savers has some very silly characters too, but they also have like the Royal Knights and Yggdrasil as an enemy, which is wow, right? And it's interesting because they introduced Yggdrasil and all of those in Ets Evolution, and they made it the enemy for the next season, which is interesting.
They always make the Royal Knights of Yggdrasil the enemy for some reason. If it's either anime or games.
It's because they work for it's his Royal Knights. It's Yggdrasil's Royal Knights, and he's always evil for some reason.
I wouldn't really call him evil. It's more the fact that he's technically the machine in the digital world. So he doesn't have that, what is it called?
A moral.
That free will thing that all the other Digimon have. They have the ability to see what's right or what's wrong. Yggdrasil doesn't really have that because he's a program. He's a machine. He can only go by what his coding is. So when he sees all this stuff happening, he doesn't understand. Because it's not within his parameters. Yeah, it's not within
his... He's hard-coded for the survival of the Digimon world at all costs. Like, at Evolution, if we want to talk about that movie, that's about him deleting half of the Digimon because they were losing storage space, and he needed them to... He's coded for them to survive, right? So... That was an interesting movie, I tell you that. Have you seen that Evolution?
I have multiple times. To be honest. It's one of my favorite
wish
movies.
There was a Blu-ray version out. I really wish they did a high definition version of it.
There is a high definition on YouTube. My friend Copper sent it to me. Yeah, I can send it to you later.
Okay, good. Because last time I watched it, it was the crappy 360p pixelated. And I watched it all, though.
Yeah, I actually made my boyfriend watch it with me. Just because he's saying, I have never seen Digimon. I said, I'll make you watch Digimon with me.
Hey, it's a completely different continuity, and it's a story from beginning to end. He can understand it. The evolution forms of War Greymon and Metal Garurumon are the coolest. I think they look cool. The evolutions.
Yeah.
And we can talk about that movie, I guess, when we get to the Frontier section, since it came after Frontier.
Yep.
But that was Tamers.
So you want to go back to the movie real quick?
Yes. Lost, I guess, Battle of Adventures. I have not seen it, so I'll let you take the wheel.
Okay, so essentially this movie starts with Megamon or Amimon. He's confronting a Digimon who is the form of a Pokemon that was formed, who is formed by Pokemon's dad, Mephistiomon. So he is the main villain in this movie. He wants, pretty much, not surprising, he wants to destroy both worlds.
What?
Yes.
A Digimon enemy that wants to destroy both worlds? What a shock.
That's not a shocker. So, after that, you see the Royal Knight trying to fight Mephisto because he's threatening the digital world, obviously. And because he's a threat. And then he slips into the real world. And that's how that movie all starts. Because he's in the real world now. After
They're
this...
on summer vacation.
Yes. So, pretty much after this, you see Takato packing up. He's going on a summer trip to Okinawa with Guillemon and, Henry and Kalomon and Teramo. So, they're going on vacation. Where they're going is to this, it's because Henry's going to this underwater ruins thing. So they're tagging along with him, essentially. And then this is when they also introduce Takato's cousin, Kai. So I wouldn't say he's like a major character in this, but like he's involved in it, I guess. Let me see here. Pretty much it's like a lot of stuff that happens with Kai, and where like they do these interviews. They talk about the V-Pets. I think this is like another instance where they do mention about the V-Pets. They just try to throw it in there. We have V-Pets. Buy the V-Pets.
Please. Please buy our bee pets.
Yes. So it was during this point in where I guess when Kai starts questioning where his cousin is. This is like during the interview, mind you. And then next thing you know, the cousin's being hauled away by security while Takato tries to run off and meet with him. So it's a lot of weird stuff that happens, and we're like, yeah, the policemen threatening them to take it downtown because they don't know what's going on. At this point, this is when all the weird Digimon stuff happens. With that Digimon, he's causing havoc and whatnot. And they're blaming the kids, obviously. Because everything always happens to make it look like the kids are doing something when they're really not.
Oh no, the kids destroyed this car. It has to be the kids. I know that's not what the thing is, but let's see. Yeah, like I said, I don't remember anything of this movie except that I thought it took place in an island, which is not. I guess that was the Frontier movie.
Maybe. Here, this will help.
Okay.
So,
so yeah, they push the bee pets on us. So look at this, I'm playing with my bee pet. Multiple Digimon are crossing over, not just Mephistomon, right?
but he is like the main cause.
Okay.
So we're still on this part of the movie. We're still focused on Takato and Guillemon. So of course, at this point now, Takato's trying to steal Guillemon. He has him in a large suitcase for some stupid reason. So like poor little Guillemon. And this is where this is probably what you think of the island. They do go to a boat that will take them to an island where Kai and his grandfather lives. That's probably where you remember.
Okay, so that's probably why I remember an island. Okay. Did they get ambushed by Digimon?
Yes.
I just love this quote right there. Kai's grandfather mistakes Guillemon for a large dog. Okay.
Love that.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah, that's just a weird dog. Just
to be fair, he could barely pass one as with the way he with the way he acts.
The way he acts, yes, he's red and scaly. But so Caesarmon protects the island. Is this the introduction to Caesarmon as well too?
Yes.
I like Caesarmon. It's a cool Digimon. It's cool design for a champion, which is weird. It turns into Cerberumon. Oh yeah, that's the 3-head dog, and then Anubismon. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so pretty much the first half of the movie, at least with Takato, it's like just some mundane stuff. Him going on vacation with Henry, the interview, him meeting up his cousin, shit happens, they're on the island, and that's where they introduce Seedramon, who's attacking. Just because the Digimon are there. But yeah. So now
and then in Tokyo...
Yeah, we switch over to Rika.
Who is there on Tokyo with her grandmother, because her mother is on business in Paris. And of course, I think this has to be earlier in the seasons or between these 2 seasons, because Renamon's still on the whole, I'm gonna kill Digimon and absorb them, right?
Yeah.
So they do that.
Yeah, but I think it was something with the mother. I think she has some kind of photo shoot or something like that at this point, I think.
Yeah, she had a photo shoot in Paris, it says here at least. But they killed the Terramon that was just rampaging, but they have a bad feeling as to why it's there. And then it cuts to Takato again.
Yeah, this one goes back and forth a little bit. It definitely has
like
more
how
depth than the other
Calumon
movie.
I like how Calumon is just chilling with Gilmon and Takato at this point.
Yeah, right.
They're in the water. They're just eating on the beach, and they get attacked by more Digimon. A Tylomon. It's a shark thing. Interesting.
Not surprising.
They rescue a girl that is being, I guess, trapped by the Tylomon. And we get the bee-pet thing again, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. The adults are never really nice when it comes to Digimon. But I think it really depends.
Yeah. I mean, they are like digital monsters. Like you saw, they're not. Some of them don't look like you should be nice to them. So they take the girl back to Kai's place, or his grandfather's place, and they watch over her. But she also has a bee-pet. Her laptop flies open and shows a bee-pet. So the bee-pet is like, I'm guessing it's the cost of this Digimon appearing, right?
Yeah. Because essentially, the digital, like, when the tech guys, when they discovered the Digimon and made them into bee-pets and card games, that was the connection between the human world and the digital world. So now the Digimon are using this connection to come into the real world.
We go to Henry for some reason. Because this scene is solely there to show the bee-pet application is glitching, right? So because Susie's playing with the bee-pet application and it's glitching, it's messing up. She also wonders why her brother's gone the whole summer, why is she not with him? But where did he go? Where did he go? Where was he? He was going through a ruin, she said, right?
Yes.
Okay. They are join the exploration of the undersea ruins. Okay. So it says it on the net sentence, and I just didn't read it.
So yeah, the parents are doing everything they can to protect their kids. Once they find out that Digimon exists, but like some parents go overboard, which is understandable.
That's true. Where was one of the seasons where parents were an obstacle? Because most of them are absent. Kind of. Like they're there, but they're not like in the show, you know? So the girl that they picked up tells them that she lost her puppy when she was getting chased by the shark thing. She also mentions that she was the winner of a local boogie board contest. Okay.
I have no idea what that is.
Had boogied out to the sea to rescue her puppy, only to lose him in the waves. What am I reading? Okay.
Maybe this is why you don't remember the movie. With how silly it is.
It's so all over the place. Okay, so she wakes up and finds that she's in her neighbor's daughter's clothes because her own clothes were soaked. Then they head to dinner, but she's introduced to two Digimon, but she has PTSD from that Digimon that attacked her and cries. Obviously. But back in Tokyo, we get to actually make more sense of the movie. There's a virus going on that's affecting things like traffic lights, computers, which this is already like a common thing from like Revenge of Diaboromon. Like they really like need to up their security or something, get a VPN or something. Jeez. This is not the first time that they hacked like the traffic things. Who is Janju? Is that his dad? Okay. So they're already part of the IT group. Is already helping them out at this point, right? Because it's showing that his dad is telling him of the issues that's going on. So where does this fall in the continuity?
That I'm not sure. I want to say it's before the D Reaper thing.
Okay.
But I think the
Okay,
father was
so
already aware of Terriermon long before that.
Oh yeah, because he's the one that gave him
Mhm.
Terriermon. And we get a little bit of Rika inner turmoil about her mother,
Oh,
about
that's
her relationship
that's like
with
the
her
entire
mother.
season.
Yeah, this adds on more to it, I guess. That's her mother's an absentee mother, of course. But so we get to the B-Pet's origins, where they finally get to look at the laptop the girl has with her B-Pet,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's actually the same. It's like a puppy, her puppy that had been lost to sea. She has a B-Pet puppy to replace it, which is odd. um, even though she has the puppy B-Pet, she doesn't like the puppy B-Pet because it's not her real dog that got lost to sea. So that's what she kind of hates all Digimon, kind of, right?
Yeah, because the father, I believe, created her V-Pet to resemble her dog that she lost. And that's why she has a kind of resentment towards it, because it looks like the dog that she lost.
Okay, and then we get two Digimon. They're trying to capture the girl again. Scorpiomon and Divermon. Oh, good old Divermon. Divermon is always cool, kind of. He was a car dealership guy in Digimon World 3. So she's running away from, the Digimon with Kai, and they get intercepted by Caesarmon, who comes out of the screen. So Caesarmon is the Digimon her father created, right? So he kills the Digimon, and he recognizes Minami. So yeah, this is a movie I don't remember in the slightest. We got a lot of sea Digimon though.
Yeah.
They fight a lot of sea type Digimon.
Well, to be fair, they're always surrounded by water. So.
That's true. And then we show how this virus is spreading from Tokyo to Paris after that. How B-Pets are messing up everything. And specific B-Pet avatar shoots up the water pressure data, which is bad. And it morphs into an imp-like creature. So this is probably Mephistomon manifesting, right?
More or less, yeah. He's finding his way into the real world, so he can manifest.
And of course, Rika goes and tries to stop that B-Pet and evolves into Cubimon. So they got their champion forms at least here in this movie. And Henry and Terramon face the Beedramon, the giant shrimp. And they get the two of them get recruited by Omnimon, Rika and Henry, at least to help, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back at Okinawa, Takato, Gilmon, and Kai, they follow the trail that Caesarmon is leading them to, where Minami's being held because she got kidnapped. And they fight Manta Raymon and another Sea Digimon in Deathmon. Just the whole Sea Digimons are here. Gilmon Digimons to Growlmon and fights them, of course.
See, this one, I just feel like they threw too many Digimon in 1.5 hour movie.
Are Kilomons too? Oh my! Is this like a showcase of all their Sea Digimon?
It feels like it.
It does. It really does. So Growlmon very much bodies everything, and then they find that Minami's father is actually being held captive, which is bad. And it's not just that, but the head of the BPAT company is also captive at the same time. Okay.
Of course.
They're captive by Baronmon, which is not a Sea Digimon. He is a wizard Digimon. So is he like... He's an armored Digimon? What? He's Patamon with the Digi-Egg of Courage. Oh, I did not know that. I thought he was a Wizardmon evolution. So Baramon's the leader of this group that kidnapped Minami's father and the head of the BPET company because they want them to make a bad scene to the BPETs, which the BPET's actually a kill switch algorithm that it causes the program to malfunction. They want a bad scene for the kill switch algorithm that the programmers made in case the BPET goes wild, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Minami's father does not want to give them the vaccine, so they're just being. And Takato's group comes and breaks them out after fighting.
Oh, the usual stuff.
The usual stuff. So what? I guess Takehito's a developer of the BPETs along with the creator of the BPETs, right?
Yeah.
The head of the company. So he thinks the reason why the BPETs are flashing out is that when they got created, a set of malicious code got sneaked into every BPET.
Of course, blame the virus.
The virus, yeah. But so he, of course, being good programmer guy, he tries to code a bad scene for this virus into every BPET, and now all the Digimons look at him. He's the guy that made the bad scene, so he can cure us, kind of the situation. That's why he's the target.
Pretty much.
But Tamashiro, the head of the company BPETs, comes into the room, and he's Mephistomon. Okay. That is random, right? Maybe if I was watching this movie, it wouldn't be random, but welcome to, I guess, this new segment of me recounting movies I have not seen. Mephistomon attacks. Caesarmon tries to fight him but gets bodied because Mephistomon is a mega. He's a champion, right? Caesarmon digiballs into Labramon. Mephistomon captures Labramon, and he wayward Kahukuamon. What is that? Oh, it's the battery guy.
The battery guy.
He looks like a battery. So yeah, Mephisto captures Labramon. He sort of is letting the BPETs and the other Digimon just cause all the havoc in the world with his virus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until Takato and Gilmon are there, They are joined by the other two, so the crew is back together.
About time.
But yeah, it took like almost an entire movie. Mephistomon then races up a digital world under the water. Sorry. Growlmon drops a ship on Mephistomon, seemingly deleting him. What? Okay, that's how you get rid of Mephistomon. Just throw a ship on him. But not really, because he's not dead. But before they do that, Minami cries over Lavramon, who is almost dead, and activates the Bat Scene, curing all the evil Digimon. By the way, also, there was a virus taking over Rika's mother's plane that was coming from Paris to Tokyo, so that would have been bad, right?
Oh yeah, that would have been really bad.
But she's safe because the Bat Scene got released into the world. But Mephistomon digivolves to Golfmon. And this is where I'm wrong, right? Yeah, Mephistomon is... What is Mephistomon? What stage is he in? Because Golfmon is a Mega, right?
Well, that means Mephistomon is an ultimate. Yes, he's an ultimate.
Okay.
Because his next form is Golfmon.
Oh my god. So you mean to tell me Mephistomon was the... It's not that he took over the image of the guy. He was the guy who created the B-Pets.
Oh, your thing just disappeared.
Oh no, what happened? It got too wacky. Connection to Steam servers? Or okay. Let me just try to reopen it. That took me out so much, I had to leave. Give me a second. What's happened? It says I lost connection to Steam. Okay, I'm back. Let me see. Are you having Steam issues as well?
No.
So weird. Let me just get rid of all of Steam. That is so strange.
Yeah, it's still showing you that you're red.
Let me try to It says connection to Steam servers failed. Make sure you're running B Studio through Steam, which I am.
That's weird.
That is strange because it's saying I have. It says I have no connection. Okay, but obviously I do since I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Did you try exiting out and reopening it?
Let me try that. That's so weird. Alright, I'm reopening Steam. It's logging me in. Why are people coming in when I'm gone? So to continue as well, I'm solving the issues of me disappearing. I'm just an ethereal voice right now. Just look at this Locomon plushie. That's me right now. So what happens was he transforms into Golfmon. Okay, now I'm not offline, so it should work now. And Golfmon is actually really powerful. So Calumon enables them to transform into their ultimates. So this is before the biomerge then.
Yes.
They all power up. They shoot like a tri-beam at him and kill him. And the movie ends.
Pretty much.
And it ends actually with Takato saying that he needs a vacation from his vacation. Yeah. Okay, now I'm good. I should be back now.
Let me do with collab because like it's still showing you red. Oh wait, hold on. Never mind. It's saying that you joined. There you go.
I'm back. Yay.
Move yourself over a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. There you go.
Okay. Yep, and that was the movie Battle of Adventures. Battle of Adventurers. I'm sorry. Came out 4 years after in the US. Do you remember that movie at all?
Oops.
Oh no, why? I'm in the middle. Oh, okay, I'm good now. Too big. Let me make it. There we go. Okay. So now that I'm done messing with it, any opinions on the movie?
It's not my favorite movie, just for the fact that it's like it feels like it's just all over the place. To be honest,
It sounds like it is all over the place.
I
So
get the premises of that. It involves the V pets. They're like there's like some kind of virus going on, so it's corrupting them. So which involves them going to the real world, causing havoc. But this is all during vacation, so they're all technically separated, and then they somehow end up all of those end up together. It's like it just feels like this is all over the place.
Omnimon's help gets them together, and yeah, it does sound like all over the place. I would say I preferred the Locomon movie over this one. Oh my god! But that was Digimon Tamers. Actually, with that, I think we finished the whole thing, right?
Yep.
Now, of course, Digimon Tamers wasn't as fresh in our memories as Digimon Season 1 and Season 2, because obviously that's more of our childhood. But I hope that we managed to explain it to the best that we can. Yeah, they made a couple of different things for Tamers, but it's never like... they made more WonderSwan games.
For Tamers?
Yeah, they made Digimon Tamers Brave Tamer, which is Rio again.
Yeah, that's all part of the Rio continuity, but that's all like before Tamers. So all the WonderSwan games, they all take place before he takes full residence in the Tamers universe.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the in-between between Tamers and O2.
So they do have audio, and then a couple WonderSwan games. I forgot Battle Spirit for the Game Boy Advance. Battle Spirit. And that Shockwave, like, oh yeah, they had like a Flash game. Interesting. Why is this on the wiki? But that's it. Hopefully they get much more love than they are currently. Of course, after they finish season Adventure 2, maybe they'll focus on Tamers a little more, right?
Maybe, yeah. Hopefully. Because it was a good show, but like, it could use a little more fleshing out, like the other seasons do. Like they have more adventures and stuff like that. I would really love to see if they actually get the partners back after they were separated as kids.
definitely. And the relationships with them and their parents, and they felt like more fleshed out real characters, and you would like to see how they got on as how they grew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
How they got over it, or if obviously, I if I was doing a Tamers movie again, like I would say they reunite with their partners, but they never had them this whole time, like Adventure Try, right, or Lost Evolution, just to see how they got on without them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that was it. Oh no, I'm gone again.
What is wrong with your Steam account?
Oh my god, what is going on? Why am I gone again? There's no connection again. Oh jeez. God, just go
It's you just popped up on the corner for VTube Studio.
The Steam was saying, okay, that's enough. But anything you like to add about Digimon Tamers?
No. I think we pretty much covered everything.
Well, that's another episode of the podcast.
Yes. Are you gonna try to jump back in again?
Yeah, but now VTube Studio's frozen.
Oh shit.
It doesn't like it. Okay, let me try to reopen Steam, see what it is, so they can see me when we're signing off. Okay, I'm online again. That's so weird. It's the Digimon. They're trying to hit me with the virus.
Back there. Hello. You think, right?
There we go.
Welcome back.
Alright. I am back. But that was Digimon Tamers. The whole perspective with the movies and the one that I have not watched. But
Yes.
if that's everything, I think the next up on the list is Digimon Frontiers.
Yep. So we'll probably most likely save that for next episode, and this will be on Digikai's channel. Are you gonna do this on YouTube again, or are you gonna do it on your Twitch?
It's probably it's gonna be maybe on YouTube, but it might be on Twitch. I'm 90% leaning towards YouTube, but I'll see when it gets closer to that. Next week is also DigiFest, right?
I think so.
Which is interesting. It's an interesting. Usually DigiFest starts streamed very late. And I'm at work, so.
I noticed they run it so late. It's probably on the day I work. And sometimes they don't always save the VOD. So
they don't. Well, we'll try to catch it. I'll try to catch it at least. And see what I can get out of it. But if it's somehow not on a day that we both work, that's the 31st. I think that's a Sunday night, is it?
It's a Monday.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Okay, so definitely that's not gonna work out. Because that's probably Sunday to Monday night.
We both work.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, at least in the next podcast episode we'll talk about it if they did do anything special for DigiFest. I am assuming a new season and Digimon season needs to be announced because Ghost Games just ended.
Yeah, I still need. I need to catch up on that one.
Yeah.
That's like the.
So we might. Yeah, sorry.
I said I need to catch up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I need to catch up on Ghost Game. I think I finished about halfway and just wait. I was gonna wait for the season 2 end because I caught up, and the season ended. So definitely gonna catch up now. So hopefully we get news of a new Digimon season. Who knows? Maybe they'll do Digimon Adventure 2 Sai. But
So so the next podcast we will be talking about Digimon Frontier, my favorite season. One of my favorite seasons.
and I'll go revisit it too. I'll look at some things to see. Like I said in the previous videos that I made before, maybe if I look at it now, I'll have different feelings about Digimon Frontier. But I know back then I just wasn't into it. But we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
So I am making custom raid commands. So this is the one for anyone who is sub. For anyone who is not sub, feel free to use your own emotes. Today we will be raiding Prez. He is a fellow Digimon nerd. He was just going through Digimon card pack opening. And right now he is doing Uno for his 4-year stream anniversary. So it is a 12-hour stream, and I really do want to support him. So that's what we're rating today. Oh yeah, Frontier is definitely one of my favorite seasons. I love season 4 so much. That's one of the fan fiction I keep writing about.
Show him some Digi love. I think Frontier is also separate from any continuity as well, right?
Yeah, so with the exception of season 1 and 2, every season after that is in their own separate universe. That's why when it came to Cross Wars, towards the end of that one, towards the Hunters version of it, the Hunters section, you see all of them together, but they're all from different universes.
Yeah, they're all plugged in from different points of time, too. Another show that I haven't watched. But yeah, let's go spread the DG love to another DG fan.
Yeah, so thank you everyone who came today. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you all next time. I will be live later today for more writing. And then, when was the next time you're streaming?
I am probably going to be streaming either later today or tomorrow night for sure. Definitely on here on Twitch, so go ahead and follow me on Twitch with that little Twitch thing that just popped up really conveniently, actually. Or, go and check out my YouTube channel. I just uploaded my tracking test on there that I did on Twitch a while ago, and I played Jump Force. You know Jump Force?
Actually, before I forget. Okay. You're technically not in the chat, but I want to see if it will actually work. Yes, there we go. It works.
Yay. But yeah.
Yes. So anyone who doesn't follow Digikai, that is his link right there. Feel free to follow my fellow Digi-nerd, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, that was fun.
I keep looking back to the damage that's been done. Was it all for nothing? Is there nothing I've won at all? Where exactly do I belong? I sense a slight vibration, saves me from suffocation. Catch a radiant light and a butterfly. I think I found it all, towering over my battered soul. A single smile is all it takes to stop my years. Not a moment too soon, I emerge from my cocoon. A single word is all it takes. The silence breaks. Catch a ray